Welcome back, everybody, to the Birdies and Bourbon Show. Dan, call me lucky. Call me anything you want, buddy. 2 weeks in a row. Hudson Swafford paid off double digits last week. And this week, sir, it's I'll drink to this. Luke List, 80-1, is victorious over I can't make a putt on 18 Zalatoris. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It wasn't just Willie Z. It wasn't just Slick Willie Z that had issues there. Jon Rahm also kind of missed the same putt to not make the playoff, right? I mean, if he makes it, then you got Jon Rahm going into the match, which at the start of yesterday, I'm not going to screw this up, just like everybody else has screwed it up. Today we are recording it. It is Sunday. There is no golf today, ladies and gentlemen, because they closed the tournament. Hold on. Allow me to retort. Luke List, closed the tournament on Saturday. You're professional broadcasters, for crying out loud. How hard is it to make a note and say Saturday instead of Sunday?
Fool me once. So wait a minute. So does that mean I can quit changing channels looking for golf today? I mean, it's not on. So I can
no. Actually, the APGA is closing out on the North Course, I believe, today at Torrey Pines. So, so Farmers Insurance Open. Hey, it's in the looking to make golf a more diverse sport. They welcome the APGA to close out. And by the way, since you mentioned what's happening in golf today, I think Willie Mack is one of the one of the stars, if you will, that's playing in the APGA tournament. Last week, you asked a question, Dan. You asked a question, and you said, "Who is going to replace Bucky in all these commercials?"
Yeah, I did.
Well, I made some notes. I know that you're thinking like, holy shit, he can actually write. Indeed. If I drink enough, I can put enough letters on the paper that I can turn into a word eventually. So I don't know if you saw the Farmers commercial or not, but Bucky introduced Willie Mack to the viewing world. So I got a feeling Willie Mack is going to be the new face of Farmers. So congrats to him. I'm sure that's a handy payday. I think he's played in a handful of 2 or 3 tournaments this year, maybe more. But I think he got a sponsor exemption, I'll say, or some special invites, whatever it was. But yeah, Willie Mack's going to be. Looks like he's going to be taking Bucky's place, headlining the golf commercials from this point forward, I guess. So
there you go.
That's Willie Mack.
Well, leave it to Ricky to miss the cut at Farmers.
They probably had some commercials to shoot, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to get to Pebble Beach early. I don't know. Maybe he typically plays well at Pebble. So maybe he wanted to get a little extra range time in up there. I don't know. Hold on. Back to the Farmers Insurance Open.
Yeah.
At Torrey Pines. I kind of enjoy. I could get into this Wednesday through Saturday golf, and then we got some free time on Sunday. I mean, obviously we've got a couple of football games coming up, I hear. But what surprised you most about the tournament? I mean, what did maybe not surprise you? What sticks out to you most about the tournament?
Phenom that's in the cut. One and done.
I was thinking, Billy,
Tony me once, but don't Tony me twice. 2 years in a row, I got 0 for Tony Phenom on the one and done.
So for some reason, I don't know. There's just something that Billy Ho does out there on, while he's playing, that it just I put him in the Nick Watney category. I mean, outstanding golfers, great individuals, do a lot for the sport, do a lot for the community, etc. There's just like some nervous ticks or twitches or something. I don't find it entertaining to watch him play golf. No. In contention, saw a lot of him, and I'm like going, shit. And I was doing a little research for Pebble this week, and I'm like, oh, Daniel Berger finished 30th or something like. I mean, was Daniel Berger even playing? Sungjae M misses a putt on 18 to miss the playoff. I didn't even know Sungjae M was playing yesterday. I didn't see it. I didn't see him. Saw none of Sungjae until the 18th green. I barely saw any of them.
Oh man!
But hold on. Back to the tournament.
Hold on. Billy Horschel. If he wasn't a golfer, he'd be a field goal kicker. With that little step thing he's got going on.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this. It's like, okay, 3 steps back, 2.5 steps to the left. It's
he's
like,
a field goal kicker.
Line it up. Oh man, it makes me cringe, man. I have to get up and pour another drink every time they pan over to Billy Ho. I'm like, well, let me go make a cocktail. What's the most complex cocktail that has the most ingredients that I can put together? So I'm not going to have to belabor this process. So
I thought the Wednesday through Saturday was great. You know, the only thing I'd say is that it was getting dark during that playoff. Well, start a little earlier, guys. I mean, my gosh, you have to start so late. Right?
Do you think the folks over at CBS were speaking of a nervous tick? Do you think the folks at CBS, in moving this to Saturday to avoid having to compete with the conference championships, you think anybody was going like, holy shit? What? What? Hey, what's the chance that Willie Z doesn't miss the putt on 18? Because we're rooting for him to miss, man. We cannot. We cannot. I mean, granted, they would have had plenty of time to get things fired up, but I would say that a little bit nervous coming into this thing. And surprisingly, I mean, like there were quite a few people that played the South Course really well over the course of the week. Some people played it really well yesterday. I want to say 5 under was the low score for yesterday. Are you surprised that Jon Rahm can just get so steaming hot and still hit the ball? Yeah, I mean, the guy is genuinely pissed off. Yeah, I mean, he is Carl from Die Hard. You know, that man looks really pissed. he absolutely is. And I mean, from the first tee yesterday, what did he spray? First tee, I don't know. He sprayed it. I think he pulled. I don't know if he pushed it right, pulled it left. Anyway, not a good shot off the first tee from the beginning. And the first 9 holes, it was. I mean, literally, you would have thought somebody ran over his fucking dog, man. I mean, he was like
he's John Wick.
He was. Hey, so that's a good one. Who if Jon Rahm were a movie character, who would he be? I can't. No Hans. He is John Wick, pissed off that somebody kicked his dog, and he's coming after people, man. But once again, I mean, just goes to show, as the number 1 player in the world, right? I mean, what he comes back on the back 9, which everybody was gassing about how, we talked to the I forget the guy's name to set up the course, and the back 9's gonna eat their lunch, and we really got it set up hard. And granted, I mean, it played challenging for sure. I thought the course in general, from my vantage point, looked like it was playing hard for a lot of people. I mean, it kind of turned into a putting contest.
or not.
Well, no, I mean, it was clearly a putting contest. I mean, Sungjae M didn't win it. Jon Rahm didn't win the putting contest. Will Zalatoris, he didn't win the putting contest, but Luke List, he said, boys, if you hit it close enough to the hole, putting contest gets a whole lot easier.
Ooh, yeah. So, everybody was everybody, Vegas was predicting Jon Rahm was the favorite, right? And he's played tremendous at Torrey Pines, but so let me ask you a question. Do you think he ends the year world golf number 1?
Ooh, that's a good
calendar
question.
year. The calendar year.
I'm with you. Who's gonna unseat him?
Hovland.
He did. He does.
3 now.
He does have a victory. Speaking of, are they going to play in any U.S. tournaments other than the majors?
Could Hovland be the best European player ever, or one on the DP tour?
I think he already is. I think mission accomplished.
He's kind of doing to the DP tour what Phil did to the Champions Tour. Right?
He's like, hold on. So you're telling me I got to compete with Fairway Jesus?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, hey,
well, Rory was there too, but yeah.
Fill my schedule up. Fill it up.
Yeah.
Fill it up. Why
he's crushing it over there.
He is absolutely crushing it. So, I think. I mean, here's the question. I don't know what he won. to win that tournament. And maybe there's maybe it's an ego thing that it's like, oh, I want to be, I want to win on the PGA Tour. Maybe it's the stigma or the status of the PGA Tour versus the European Tour or the DP Tour. Excuse me, DP. Why would you call it the deep double penetration tour? I mean, I feel like we're watching a cheap porno every time they say that thing. But I mean, back to it's like, I mean, if it's really about playing golf and winning, and let's face it, money, it's a job, right? Then why would you come over? I'll come over for the majors. Outside of that, I'll just sit over here and collect checks, man.
Print that money. All right. So here's the current world ranking, or last week's. It hasn't updated yet because Viktor is going to number 3 now. So it was Rahm, Morikawa, Cantlay, DJ, Hovland, JT. And now it's going to go Rahm, Morikawa, Hovland, Cantlay.
Ooh. So odd man out there sounds like Justin Thomas. Sounds like he's the guy. What did he finish T20 last week? I don't know. I mean, great game, but just kind of struggling there. So yeah, odd man out. JT's getting pushed to the side, man. I mean, he's gonna have, maybe he ought to go to the DP Tour and get him a win so he can because the US Tour is looking pretty stiff these days. Looking pretty stiff.
Hovland's playing as well on the DP Tour as Morikawa was playing on the US Tour.
I know. Couple of the call outs. So, hey, Michael Thompson, congrats to him. I know we're going to get to one and done later on the show, but I mean, finished T11 this week. I think top 5 last week. I think maybe third, T3. Could be wrong about that, but close. Definitely two back-to-back top 10s, and he plays well at Pebble. So the beard, fear the beard, man. The beard is working. The beard is working. Who else? Pat Perez had a bang up Saturday. And so here's where I want to go. Jason Day, the man with many injuries, finished in T3 and had a chance to win.
Yeah, I was kind of rooting for him, man. I really want to see him pull one out. And I mean, it's been a while, and he's a great golfer, great guy, great for the game. I was rooting for him. Yeah.
So early lean here, and I don't want to give it away, but let's just say he had won previously at Torrey Pines in 2018. He plays extremely well at Pebble Beach, so maybe talking a little bit more about Jason Day as we get into things. Hey, could we be back to back cashing checks, or as Dynamite would say, collecting
checks? Yes,
just saying.
It's been moving hot. It's been hot.
Just saying, ride the hot hand, man. Ride the hot hand.
100%.
Let's see. Anything else that's that kind of stuck out at this week's turn? Oh, I made a note. So these notes I was taking as I was whipping up these cocktails. It's not a cocktail note, but I did make a couple of paper planes yesterday. Holy shit, were they good? They were fantastic. If you ever learn how to make a cocktail, you gotta put the paper plane in your repertoire.
Nice.
Bourbon, Aperol, Amaro, and some lemon juice. So wonderful cocktail. So my question to you always like to challenge me with these questions and catch me off guard. And
did you answer the Rahm one? Is he staying in the number 1 or no?
Yeah. I mean, I said, who's going to unseat him? And I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we got another major coming out of Rahm this year. Okay. I think the disaster is probably harsh. I think the challenges he saw in the front 9 yesterday and the way he turned it around on the back 9, I think he's going to get this putting contest kind of reeled in. And I think we got a major coming out of Rahm.
Okay.
By the way, Slick Willie Z, I may have gone and put hard money down on him to win the Masters. Finish second, by the way, in 2021. Yeah. I may have gone in and doubled down on Willie Z to win the Masters this year. Just saying.
Tee up. What's your question?
So you always like to show my ignorance off, or maybe stupidity. I don't know, however you want to look at it. I know they're two different things. They have two different meanings. who is going to be the next Phil? Who is the next Phil persona on the golf course or off the golf course, however you want to look at it? But who's the next Phil Mickelson that's out there?
Jeez, that's a tough one, man. Who's the next Phil? I mean, you'd say Fowler, but he's not winning enough, right?
I think Fowler. Fowler's already there, but I don't think that Fowler gets the same respect that Phil gets.
No, he doesn't. You're right. No, I'm just saying from a commercial, but yeah, you're right. I mean, he's not there. Yeah, he's not there. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me go through a few of these because like it's
gonna be Rahm.
No, that's exactly
who's big. Who's big pals with Phil? Rahm. He's gonna train the lad.
It can. Good day, mate. Hola. No, it cannot be. It cannot be Rahm. It just he doesn't have the temperament. He does.
Welcome to the 2024 season of the PGA Tour, brought to you by Cal's Anger Management Group.
It cannot be Rahm. He doesn't have the temperament to be the next Phil Mickelson. I mean, he doesn't have the temperament. He doesn't have the personality. He doesn't have the dry sense of humor. I mean, there's so many things that he doesn't have. It just can't be. I mean, so think about it. Here's another one. It ain't going to be Max Homa. He sounded off on some kind of dipshit Twitter thing about like the only way you're going to win the long drive competition is if you hit a sand wedge over the green or over the sand onto the green. And I'm like, wait a minute. Number two, you don't ever use a sand wedge in a long drive competition. You just don't do it. It ain't Tin Cup. So
it could be Bryson DeChambeau.
Now that I could see that being that he has the spirit to get into kind of the weeds of things and dig through stuff. Again, I think
he did the match, right?
Yep,
Which means that Phil thinks highly enough of him from a personality and a fame kind of draw perspective to be able to include him, right?
Yep.
Who is not going to be? Is not going to be Justin Thomas.
Ooh, did somebody catch a hot mic on him once again? Those coaching lessons there, and I ain't talking about golf coach. I'm talking about that I don't know that they necessarily paid off. I don't know who it's going to be, man. I mean, I'm kind of looking through right and thinking, okay.
Well, let me ask you this. So what is Rory's legacy? Is Rory, could he be? I mean, he's a big talker and all that, right? I mean, yeah. I just don't see Rory in a ton of commercials, do you? No, other than like the TaylorMade.
Yeah, no, I think Rory's like, here's what I do. I think if Rory wins the Masters, let me rephrase that. When Rory wins the Masters, then he's really done with golf. I think we'll still see him playing, but I think the competitive juices are going to be like, I mean, they'll be there when he's teeing it up, but what else has he got to accomplish? I mean, you're not going to top Jack or Tiger in wins. You're not going to, he's already to the point, you ain't going to clip the major record. So really it's just a career Grand Slam is all he's got left to accomplish. And he's done.
He could pull on my heartstrings if he would come out with Irish coffee for wellness.
Oh, these Irish eyes are smiling. I don't know who it's going to be. I think it's a good take. And I think it's a good question, not a take, because I don't have an answer. I don't have anybody. I don't know that you can. You can replace Tiger. There will never be another Tiger, but you can replace him with a substitute. But it's never going to be. It may be Tiger-esque. But but it's not going to be, you're not going to backfill that position. Well, I don't know. I mean, people probably said, well, you're never going to backfill Jack. And then, look at what Tiger did. So, who knows where the game goes and what it turns into. But I think we would be hard pressed to say that there's going to be a substitute for Tiger. It ain't going to be Aaron Rye. I can tell you that, man. I mean, good luck. I mean, following in the footsteps of Tommy Two Glove Gainey, best thing he can do is lose a glove and take some putting contest notes from Rahm because
those iron covers off, right?
I mean, between the iron covers and the multiple gloves, I feel like there was something weighting his game down. Just saying. Just saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, he ought to take a page out of Hovland's book and get back across the pond. So
yeah, there you go.
If I were him, that's what I would be focused.
Hovland has that figured out. It's scary how much he has that figured out.
I know he's tuned in over there, man. He's like, hey, I mean, Tori looks nice, but so does this check. Cha-ching.
I can buy myself a plane that gives me the G5 and I can get back and forth real easy.
Yeah. Hey, so I made on the third round that was happening on Friday, not Saturday or Sunday, third round on Friday, by the way. Did you see Jimmy Johnson, Justin Thomas's ex-caddy, not the NASCAR driver, but Jimmy Johnson, the caddy? Did you see him caddying for somebody out there? Did you notice? I didn't. I just made a note of it, and then I'm like, oh shit! I didn't write down what time it was, so I didn't go back and rewatch the whole thing. But I saw like a camera, a glimpse of the camera when it panned over like Michael Thompson's beard and a Sun JM missed putt, and I thought it looked a lot like Jimmy Johnson. And I'm
Justin Thomas's old caddy.
Yeah. Because
I don't know if I saw him.
He had some health issues.
He did, yeah.
And then, so I mean, the note that I made is I'm not saying that he like tricked out on the health issues and made all that up, but was that I wonder if any of that was staged and JT had like hey man, we gotta part ways, and I don't know. That's a dumb thing for me to say. I'm not saying that he made up.
We love conspiracy theories on this show.
Of course we do. Of course we do. And
like for example, I would have teed off on that playoff hole. I could have come within 3 inches of those guys too. How bizarre was that? I mean, they're trying to save on like moving the film crew around a little bit. Hey, it's just getting dark.
Hey guys, we're already set up over here. Can you just hit it like right here? Like you mean in the bunker? And they're like, yeah, close to the lip. We get this right. I mean, literally. And like with all the logos and the facial hair and all the Top Gun comments, I mean, it's more and more like NASCAR every day, man. I mean, this is like Torrey Pines Nights.
Torrey Pines. Oh, we gotta write this movie.
we could write the movie.
Will will definitely do this movie. He's not played a golfer yet. Oh man, who would be his caddy? Oh, I guess it'd have to be what's his name in Talladega Nights with him. Yeah. Shake and bake, baby.
Shake and bake. What is his name? It's like Seymour. It's
Seymour. Seymour's the one that died, but something like that. Yeah.
John C. Riley.
John C. Riley. That's the one. Yeah.
John C. Riley's going to be
I would
the
watch that. I'd watch that.
Yeah, he can grow the fro out, and I think we're onto something there actually. But it is. I mean, what we need is the need for speed.
That's right.
And we need more Top Gun quotes. And I mean, they were trying out there. Bless their hearts. They were really trying. I mean, that somebody threw in like, but it's time to buzz the tower. Somebody threw in like, oh, I'm your goose. It's like, good morning, gentlemen. It's it's like, holy shit, Merlin, or was it Jester? Merlin.
Chester.
Merlin Jester, was it Jester?
Chester.
Like,
I think it's Jester or Chester. I don't know.
No, it is Jester. It's like, holy shit, Jester's up here. It's like, I bet he's saying holy shit. It's Maverick and Goose.
Exactly. Oh man, no, it's a fun week, man.
Yeah, fun week. I hope it starts. I hope they do a reboot. They just started again on Wednesday. I mean, hey,
Chiefs are already up on the Bengals.
Are they?
Yep, 7-0. 48 left in the first.
Well, I'm saving all my money for golf betting. It's working out better than football. So there you go. Speaking of golf betting, I saw Scott Stallings they rented themselves a Mustang and on their way to Pebble Beach, where he plays extremely well. So maybe a side note there, but let's head north. Let's head to Pebble Beach for the 2022 AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, of which they played last year. They just didn't have a Pro-Am there, but Pro-Am is back on. If you enjoyed the Farmers Open, you saw there was no mention of COVID. There was no mention of restrictions, and the fans are everywhere waiting around even through the dark of the night to watch the end of the tournament. So Pebble Beach golf links, it is a par 72. We're losing 800 plus yards this week at 6,816 yards. We are still on POA greens, and the course was designed by Jack Neville and Douglas Grant. I think we're going to be on all 3 courses this year. Last year, I believe that they just played 2 of the 3. So yeah, they'll be at Spyglass, Monterey Peninsula, and yeah, just 2 courses, not 3. Scratch that. I'm thinking about this week. So let's get into, well, hold on. Before we get into there, so recent winners, last year was Daniel Berger, Nick Taylor, Phil Mickelson, Ted Potter Jr., and Jordan Spieth, who missed the cut this week. Is Tony making the trip up this week, by the way, Dan?
I don't see him on here.
I think, I was going to go ahead and pick your one and done for you, but who else is going to be? Willie Z is scheduled to play this week. Justin Rose, who had a great week, great tournament at the Farmers. Jason Day, who we already spoke about, and Seamus Power will be heading here as well. Patrick Cantlay. So lots of good golfers heading to Pebble Beach this week, and we're doing the show prior to pricing being released. So we're going to take a stab at a few things. We won't be able to do a lineup because we don't have it. How do you want to rank these guys? Let's go.
Hold on. Here's what I'm going to do. We don't get a chance to do this often because we always do it when we can make a lineup. It makes more sense for the audience to be able to, or the listeners to be able to hear and participate and all that kind of thing. But guess the lines, man. Tell me who you think is going to be in the $10,000 range this week.
Yeah, so that's where I was going. So I'm going to head over to fantasynational.com. I'm going to look at the last 24 rounds, and I'm going to sort by. Ooh, I don't like that. I do not like sorting by strokes gained total because I think we're missing a lot of individuals here. So here's who I think is Rahm going to be here this week.
I don't see him.
I don't see him on here. I don't see Rahm. He must maybe he's in a cooling off period. It's like hockey. You put in penalty box, cooling off period.
You mean to guess first?
Well, I mean, I think I know who the number 1 player is going to. I think the highest price player. I think it's going to be PC.
Yes, I think he's going to be $11,000.
Yeah, so do I. I think we're going to start with. This is going to be a tough one, man. Do you see all these curveballs you're throwing me? I'm going to have to start. I'm going to have to start drinking more. Good Lord, what are you doing to me? Oh, hey, speaking of, if you're in the Atlanta area, before we get into our picks, Atlanta area, my friend's Bottle Shop just got in their Bullet Single Barrel. I know it's from my friend's Bottle Shop because it says so on the tag. Nice. And this is really good. I've got to go pick up another bottle of this. This one, I'm not a bullet guy. Let me rephrase that. I haven't bought like the standard bullet offering off the shelf, and I couldn't tell you in years. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I've actually ever bought it off the shelf. But the single barrel picks I tend to go for, especially if I know who's picking them and like their palate, kind of like the direction they're going. This one's really, really good. So good.
Awesome. Good stuff, man.
Proof point is on this one 104. So yeah, the Cam and Hunter did a nice job on this one. So
I think the second price player is going to be Daniel Berger at 10,500.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Are we going to see Seamus Power go into the $10,000 and higher range?
Potential. He's probably going to be borderline 9,700 to 10,000. For sure. Yeah.
What about Will Zalatoris? Is he going to break the $9,000? You think he breaks the $9,000? I think
Will Zalatoris is going to be third. I think he's going to be probably 10,400 or so, and he'll be the third ranked tie player. Yeah, he's just on fire and second last week and everything. Yeah, I think so. And then I think Jordan Spieth's in there as well.
10,000 and better?
Mm-hmm.
No.
With this field, yes.
Well, that's true. I don't know who, because JT's not here.
Right.
So we're missing a lot of folks. So yeah, you're probably right. I think that's the 4 or 5. I would say Jordan Spieth's probably, for me, Jordan Spieth's the wild card, whether he breaks it or not. But yeah, I think for sure that's probably a good call.
Tringali probably high 9s. Piera low 9s. McKenzie probably in like low nines, right?
Mackenzie Hughes? Nah, I think we'll be able to get McKenzie in the $8,000 range. I think. I don't know. Well, hold on. Let's talk about who we like in the lineup for the Pebble Beach, the AT&T Pro Am at Pebble Beach. I'm probably gonna, yeah. I don't know that I need to go Cantlay or Power in a lineup to get where I need to be. Where I do think I'm going to start at is I'm going to bounce around a little bit on a shocking, I know. Let's see, tournament history. Obviously, we know Daniel Berger, last year's winner. Daniel Berger is probably not a bad place to start. I think that so Maverick McNeely played well last week, plays well here. It's through 2 out of his past 3, second place in 21, T5 in 20. I think that's a good place to start, to be honest. I mean,
McNeely.
Yeah. I mean, well, why wouldn't you start there?
I like it.
What was he, 30th T30 last week? So I think that's probably.
Well, let me ask you this. So to your point, where do you think Jason Day's priced this week?
I think he's got to be in the $9,000 range, and I think that's where I'm at. Yeah, and I think that's where I'm starting. Is he's probably going to be my highest priced player that I start with at T7, 4th, T4, T2, and T5 in the past 5 years at Pebble Beach. Looked good last week. Made a few comments about how he wasn't feeling any injuries. He was feeling good about things. I think Jason Day is definitely he may be my one and done this week. I'm getting on the train, man.
You think you can get Jason Day and Maverick McNeely like around that mid nines, probably?
I do, and I think that's a starting spot for me is McNeely and Jason Day.
Where do you think Streelman is this week?
I think he's sitting in the number 3 spot in my in my roster. 13th, 2nd, T7, 6th, and T14.
Yeah,
I think that there's good things to come from him. He's probably in the mid $8,000 range, I would expect.
I would think so too. Mid to high 8,000s.
Yeah. That's where I think I saw Charlie Hoffman's already a withdrawal. I don't know what's going on with Charlie Hoffman. So just be on the lookout for that. We'll know a little more. Cameron Tringali, interesting.
Didn't I have to say, where the hell is Charlie Hoffman?
Exactly. I think that Cameron Tringali's he could be in the $9,000 range. So I don't know if he's going to be affordable. If he is, in picking Jason Day and Maverick McNeely, I think that if he's in the $8,000 range, I don't think it's possible. I think he's going to be in the $9,000 range. So I think I'm probably going to be a fade for me on Tringali. I'll tell you who else plays well here is Scott Stallings, T30 last year. He did miss the cut in 20, but then you got a 3rd, a 7th, and a T14. So I think probably he may low 7s, high 6s. I think that's going to be my budget pick for the week. I don't know. I didn't see any odds out on him yet. I may throw a little scratch on Stallings just to see kind of where he comes in at. Michael Thompson, another guy. So T34 last year, we've got 2 missed cuts, T10 in 2019, but recent form from Michael Thompson, I would expect he's going to be in the high 7s, probably just with the field that's here. So I'm thinking that those are the 2 places that I'm going to go, and then, start to fill in the gaps is going to be Stallings, Thompson, and Jason Day, Maverick McNeely. Where else are we going to go to fill out the other 2 players? Because I'm expecting we're going to have, give or take, averaging about $7,200 left over after that. Yeah. So you could go into the $6,000 range, or you can stay in the $7,000 range. I don't know. Nate Lashley, T5 last year. Russell Knox, he's probably going to be in the $8,000 range, I would expect. I don't know about Hoagie. He's shown a little a little fire there, and then kind of got kind of tapered off. Matthew Neesmith, maybe T16.
Did you talk about Nick Taylor?
No, but go ahead.
Yeah, so Nick Taylor, 30th last week at the Farmers, 33rd the week before at the Amex. And then in 21, he was T39 here. He won in 2020, T28 and 19. I mean, I think he's probably going to be in that $7,000 range, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I would expect. I didn't see Rose in the field this week either. Did you?
I think Rose is there. Hold on.
Maybe
I thought he was.
Yeah, maybe missing him.
No, maybe not. Maybe
yeah,
not. I'm sorry.
I don't see him. Because
he's there. He's there. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's going to be. I mean,
he's there, but I can't tell you where because there's no freaking pricing.
Oh, you don't have to yell about it, Dan. You're so sensitive.
Sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Rose. I'm trying to find him on here to see what his history looks like at Pebble Beach, but I don't see him.
Did he play last year? Let's see. No, he didn't. He's not. He's only played there once, which is 2017 T39.
Yeah, so maybe. I mean, he looks pretty good, right? I mean, there's
I liked what I saw last week. Yeah.
Probably no reason not to. Nick Taylor's probably a good course history here. Probably a good guy to lean to.
Cooch, man. I'd go for Cooch. So Cooch was 7th at the Sony, which is the only time he's played this year. 37th at the RSM, but then he hasn't played here in a while. But T38 in 2020, T22 and 19, T62 and 18. So he plays pretty well here. This is his kind of course, right?
I could see that. Yeah. I almost want to go. Look, what has Hoagie done lately? He missed a cut at the Farmers, 2nd at the Amex, missed the Sony. I think Hoagie might be a guy that I'm going to squeeze in there. I think that's I don't know if he stays with recent form. He's calling for a single digit place, maybe a top 10 bet for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, obviously we're, I don't want to say we're top heavy, but I think we got a lot of names that we don't typically see. I think the pricing is going to be a little skewed this week, and just what we just came off of at the Farmers, and now where we are, today this week with some of the big names not being there. So. What about Spieth? Are you sprinkling any Spieth love around?
It's the AT&T.
It is the AT&T. It's on the bag. It's on the bag. It's on his shirt. It's on his hat. I mean, it's pretty much anywhere you want to look. So, NASCAR called and they want their they want their template back. The logo.
And he plays well here. So we look at Spieth's record here. You got T3 and 21, T9 and 20, T45 and 19, T20 and 18, and first in 2017. So, yeah, I mean, he plays well here, right? So this is his kind of place. He sure can pick him, Samson. That's for sure. He knows how to pick his tournament, the AT&T.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's he ought to go talk to his friend Bucky and help him. But where's Ricky Fowler at, by the way?
I don't see him on here. I don't see him, yeah.
I don't think he had a chance to play on the one weekend day that we had this week.
Nope.
So what that more commercials? I don't know. It's a little confusing to me. A little confusing. I don't know. Anybody else? Any call outs in who you might be? Let's see who's leading in strokes gain total.
If you're looking, if you're like digging for people, like Trey Mullinax is like, he hasn't played here in a couple of years, but it was T22, T47, T14. He played. He's never missed a cut here. It's like some of these guys just play well here. Brandon Harkins, T28, T15, just only played twice. It's like these, who knows, right? If you're digging for people, we don't know the pricing yet.
Yeah, we don't know the pricing. I think it's a good start. Well, maybe we'll post our lineup. We'll get a tisk for posting a full lineup, and we may review it more than once. I don't know. You'll never know. I'm one and done. You want to go one and done? You good with?
Yeah, one and done. Yep. You go first. You won last week.
Good day, mate.
Oh boy.
Good day,
Adam
mate.
Scott. I got you.
Give me Jason Day, man. I'm getting, like I told you earlier, I'm on the train. Says he's feeling good, looks good. Unlike somebody else on the show, he's lost weight. So I'm thinking course history looks good here. I'm going to put a little scratch on him. I don't know what the odds are yet, but whatever it is, I'm going to throw something down. It's probably going to be my bet of the week. I think I'm going to double down on him in top Australian player. Is he New Zealand or Australian?
Australian.
He's Australian, right? Yeah. So I think I'm going to go top Australian, and I'm going to go win the tournament. And I'm going to go ahead, and I guess it's not called a hedge. I guess I'm kind of tripling down. I'm going to bet a top 5 and a top 10 on him too. I'm going all in, man. I'm going to run the gamut on this 3 weeks in a row, baby. 3 weeks in a row.
I will take Maverick.
Oh, sorry, he's all used up.
Exactly. Maverick McNeely for me plays extremely well here. If we look at his results, I got him here. You might have him first. There goes. Second last year, T5 the year before. And in terms of last week or how he's been playing so far this season. So last week at the Farmers, 30th, 27th at the Sony. So yeah, man, he's playing exactly the way we want him to. And I think it's just this course sets up well for him. He feels like at home here. I think he's from the area, isn't he?
Yeah. So the odds are definitely going to be better on McNeely than they're going to be on Jason Day, I'm imagining. I'm going to hedge with McNeely on that. I think that's a good pick. I think you and I were talking before. And if I wasn't such a glutton for Australians, Maverick McNeely would probably have been my one and done. And I would have let you, not made, nothing is forced on this show. Let it be natural. I would have allowed you, sir, to have put Jason Day in your barn for the Pebble Beach AT&T Pro-Am. But no, instead, I'm going to let the horse run, man. Let him run, and let's see what he can do. We didn't talk about this, and I'm wondering if this is a week to do it. So once again, we just had another playoff. And yes. I mean, it's like it's playoffs are becoming are becoming more the norm than not. Do we get a playoff this week?
We had one last year? No, right? It was close, right? It's close, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Here's what I think needs to happen. I think Willie Z needs to grow a beard. Right?
Do you think anybody mistakes him for Ruth?
Not when he grows the beard.
It's like, but if you don't want to get called Ruth, you grow the beard, and that way it's like, nope, definitely not Ruth. Ruth's hair is curlier.
We need somebody to pull the stat for us. The most wins last year, beard or no beard.
That's a good one. I think DJ shaved his off and then missed a cut, right? So
right, yeah. So
yeah. Michael Thompson has he's gone like Grizzly Adams over here, and he's like firing on all cylinders, man. So
Adam Scott's got a beard now.
Adam Scott's got the beard. Yeah, it's I think it's looking. I think it's like the fear of the beard, man. Season of the beard is upon us.
Exactly.
All right. So before we get out of here, football. Who you got? What's the score, by the way?
It was 14-3, Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs are good. I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Who you got in the afternoon game? Well, I guess it's already afternoon. Who you got in the late game?
Who you got? I'm not. I'm taking the Rams.
I'm taking. Give me the Falcons. Give me buying the deuce and taking the Falcons. Yeah. No, I could easily see the Rams and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Kind of a West Coast Super Bowl, I guess. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to go any different. I mean, it could go different, but I don't. Yeah, I would be surprised if it did. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So on the Australian front, we had Ash Barty win her another title, and I think she's number 1 in the world, and she's the first Australian to win that Australian Open in a long time.
Yeah.
And then we had
hold
Nadal.
on. How pissed off? Do you think Djokovic is as hot as Jon Rahm was on the first
That's a good take.
Do you think Djokovic is as hot as Rahm was? Because if allowed to play, permitted, allowed, I don't, whatever you want to call it, because they pretty much ran. I mean, they deported him, right?
Yeah,
they said out of Australia, mate.
Yeah.
Good day, mate.
They did.
But good day somewhere else.
Yes, they did.
So, and if Djokovic would have participated in the Australian Open, tennis, mind you, not golf.
Yep.
Very likely that he becomes the owner of 21 major championships.
Yep.
Not Nadal.
Yep. So they all three were tied at 20. It was Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, all tied. They wouldn't let Djokovic in. Federer wasn't playing because he's been recovering from knee surgery, and Nadal wins.
So who is hotter? Djokovic right now in not being allowed to win his 21st championship, which I think he probably would have won. I think you do too.
Yeah.
Or Jon Rahm at Torrey Pines, the Farmers Insurance Open, also known as the Farmers Putting Contest.
So,
who do you think's hotter? Who's hotter?
I think it's a toss-up because Djokovic is a great hard court player, and that's what the U.S. Open is. It's a hard court. And he's dominated that place. So he definitely would have won, in my opinion. He would have been the favorite for sure. Jon Rahm loves Torrey Pines, loves San Diego.
Loves it. I think he's won there before. I think, right? He's won there before.
Yeah, he won the U.S. Open. And
he won the U.S. Open. He got engaged to his wife. He said it's like his second home. And and he's spraying it everywhere.
His big pal Phils lives there. And yes, he probably crushed some stuff. He probably slammed the Wanamaker and.
I don't know. I don't know who's hotter, to be honest with you. I have no idea who's hotter in that scenario. I don't know.
Good stuff.
It's a toss up. It's a toss up for me.
We should definitely have them both like in the octagon or something, you know.
Oh no, I think Rahm is cleaning house all day. Like that guy just looks like it. John Wick was a good reference, except there's like Keanu Reeves has this like aura about him. It's like, even though I'm going to kill you, it's like, you're still a nice guy. Yeah. And like Rahm, it's like, they ain't nothing nice of it. I'm not saying that he's not a nice guy. I'm just saying that the what surrounds Jon Rahm. It's kind of like, remember the cartoon, the Peanuts? It's like Pigpen. You know, that little cloud of dust always kind of following him around. Or Gargamel off of the Smurfs. You know, one of those things. It's like that little cloud of like hate just exudes from all of his pores. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
I think his on course, well, I shouldn't say it gotten worse. I was going to say gotten worse, but it was pretty bad this week, and he's got to clean that up, doesn't he?
No, I mean, did you see him like pound? I mean, I think he did it at the Amex where he on the tee box, right? He's like pounding his driver. I would say a fairway, but I don't know if he hit a fairway yesterday. But in the rough, I mean, he's like over there, like pounding, digging it, like, and it's like, man, that's not.
PGA Tour may love him. Like they get all kinds of great ratings because he's beating it up and all these highlights on ESPN, and they get to fine him.
Ooh, that is true. It is an extra source of income. It's like, keep up the good work, bud.
There's another ticket for you, John. See you next week.
Revenue stream. Revenue streams. We're beefing it up.
We love this Rundle. Reoccurring revenue right here. No, he's great for this. I honestly don't know if he finishes as world number one because I don't know if he wins on them. His winning percentage has not been good. It's not good.
Would you asked me this question? I don't know, a week or two ago. You said who is the who's the golf equivalent of Aaron Rodgers? And I think we both agreed it was Greg Norman. I think we shortchanged ourselves by not saying Jon Rahm.
So we did not get a chance to talk to Kyle about this when he was on the show a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to ask him because Rahm's percentage is not good. And I took Rahm. I was, who could get more pissed off than Jon Rahm and Djokovic was Dan when I picked him as my one and done for the Fortinet, and he got a big goose egg for me. Well, he was sick. Well, I heard he was at the French Laundry getting wine sloshed or whatnot, right? So, I mean,
I do hear they've got a great wine selection at the French Laundry, and I hear the chef isn't half bad either.
Not quite half bad. Yeah, so, I don't know. He's got to win more. He's got to get that Morikawa, that blood sport.
Yeah, it's I think that all of his all of his energy is spent, like literally it's spent between the tee and the green, not getting to the green. Like I think there's so much wasted energy that he's dumping off, and it just, I mean,
do you think he watched too much Happy Gilmore as a kid?
I don't think he's ever seen the movie. I don't necessarily, and I'm not saying he's not a family guy. He is a family guy, and he said he's a family guy. I mean, can you be like, hey, John, what'd you get into last night? Oh, sit around with the fam and pop some corn and watch the movie. Like I just don't see it. He just looks.
I want him to win more. I think he could be a huge star for the tour. It could be like that next baton being given from whoever to him. Rory to him, right?
No, that's wishful thinking. That ain't gonna happen.
You don't think he's gonna win more?
No, I'm not saying he's not gonna win more. I'm saying he is not. I don't think he's gonna be the next Rory or Phil or face of the PGA Tour. I mean, he is a face of the PGA Tour. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's a catalyst that's going to shoulder the burden that comes along with being the voice and the spokesperson for everything that's happening. I don't see him as that. I don't know him.
Do you think he's going to be like DJ?
Absolutely. I think he's very DJ-esque. Okay. I think that the
demeanor and win wise, he's going to win a lot, but he's not going to be the face of the tour. Yep. Gotcha.
Nope. I think he's going to be advertising for NetJets or Wheels Up or whichever one it is. And it's going to be like, hey, I got a private plane concierge so that, when I'm out here winning millions of dollars and I'm going to go spend time with my family, I can do that.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think, hey man, I mean, you're putting in the work, you've got the talent, you're exerting the effort. I think hammer down, but here's where I'm going. And we've said it before. Phil is poolside chugging $20,000 plus bottle chugging.
Yeah.
Chugging.
Oh no, please don't. And we got to go, people.
Chugging 20,000. I mean, I think this bottle is like 59. I don't know how much, $50 give or take. So but Phil is chugging $20,000 bottles of wine poolside, posting about how he's like the everyday average Joe common man. And we love it. The us's of the world are like, oh my God, Phil's our guy.
Yeah.
When's the last time you chugged a $20,000 bottle of wine? Last night doesn't count. We said we weren't going to talk about last night.
Okay. All right. But here's the thing though, is Phil and Rahm are big pals. So maybe he gets a little coaching.
I don't think he's interested in listening.
Thumbs up. Half a thumb. Give me half a thumb.
Give me your small thumb. Give me your small thumb. I once knew a person actually that had really small thumbs. They didn't even have to hide their thumb. They just had small thumbs. Who knew it was a thing? Who knew it was a thing?
Lord. All right. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Well, any new shows? Anything new out that you're investing time in?
You were asking about the Ozark was the last season. I think this season's broken up into 2 parts, right?
It is the last season, but we just got 7 episodes, and we're gonna get another 7 in a few months. By the way, which I may have killed this bottle last night, but our bottle is not displayed in the first 7. It's coming on. It's coming on in the latter 7. Because I know you'd mentioned we did a Sagamore pick, and you were like, "Did you say was it the ragtime or was it the Sagamore?" And I'm like, "Nope, definitely ragtime," because that's the one we had to get the waiver signed and all that stuff. Oh, by the way, they have another product placement coming for Mura, not sponsored by the way, Mura, and no free ads. So we'd appreciate it if you'd kick a little something our way. I mean, at least a wedge. I mean, Jesus, what's the man got to get? But my neighbor is she's a set designer, and she's working on a Brad Pitt movie. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not. It's a good thing only 2 people are listening. But she said, what are the most expensive golf clubs that you can get? And I'm like, it's a good question. And I'm like, probably Hanma.
Yeah.
And then Mura.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, let me Google just in case. Cause you know how people see shit in movies and they're like, oh, let me go and see. And sure enough, that was Hanma and then Mura. So, we're trying to get a Mura box to go on the set. If anybody has a Mura box, we need it pretty quick. But if you got a box,
I might be able to get you a Hanma box.
Hamana. Well, need to send one this way.
Right.
That'd be good. Other than that, I don't know what else is happening. I got to get off here and watch some football, man. I got to see. I mean, you notice how I said I didn't put any money down on this. I mean, maybe I did. I just don't want to look like a moron when I lose my ass because I made some dumb bets. But I mean, you got to go somewhere, right?
It's not called Field Goals of Bourbon.
Oh, pigskins and whiskey, ladies and gentlemen.
Pigskins and whiskey coming 2023. No, we are going to play with Dynamite next year, though. We are going to do some stuff with Dynamite.
Yeah, absolutely. Are. Yeah. And we got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the show. Got a lot of great new whiskeys coming up for everybody. So that's going to be a fun one. I don't know how many people accepted invites this week. I don't know, 5 or 6. So I think we're booked up through. We got a couple of dates that we've left open for emergency 9s or purposes only. And but I think we're booked up through April for the show. So lots of good stuff, lots of spirits. I really need to get this bar fixed. So if anybody is in the Atlanta area and you're handy, give me a call. I can wet your whistle, and I need something to hold all these booze, man. We're in trouble here.
Don't you skin that smoke wagon.
Hey, good day, mate.
All
Let's
right.
throw another shrimp on the bobby. I got a feeling we're going to have 3 successful weeks with Jason Day coming out victorious. We shall see. Cheers.
There you go. Cheers.